Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is indeed one of those mornings. Hold on. All right. We're getting together here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. And despite what's going on with tech and my headphones and videos and things, I am thankful this morning to be in the Java Cafe with all of you this morning. So, welcome to the Java Cafe, everybody. We're going to go in the Facebook section in just a second and say good morning to those that are over there, as well as those that are on Instagram too. And let's just start there real quick. Sandra D617, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. My brother DL, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Taboo Excalibur. Okay, I like that name. Good morning to you. Sandra Boston, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Jay Rect, my brother, what's going on? Good to see you in the room. And also, it puts a smile on your face. Good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. I would like to invite you to make sure that you like and share our platform across all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, James W. Hills on Facebook, as well as a Java with Jimmy on Facebook. It often makes me smile when I have some engagement with folks that are friends, supporters in the Java Cafe often. And Facebook will have the little invite thing next to their name. I find that very interesting. So make sure I don't find your name or invite next to your name, and go over to Java with Jimmy on Facebook and make sure you like, and on YouTube, subscribe as well. We are growing. I'm literally in the midst of sending over a report to a prospective client for some advertising. And I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, wow. And of course, we're in our little section here in our social media space, and there are folks that are doing a lot more numbers, followers, and all of that. But I am thankful for those of you that support, participate, take advantage of the information we share. I really appreciate you this morning. And so, for the past 2 weeks, I've been stating that we are going to do somewhat of a recap of the Red Cup celebration. And one of the major things that happened that evening, following supporting and recognizing many from our community, or a few rather, from our community that are doing great work in honor of a couple of folks who are now ancestors, and then one particular person who is still very much active. They were so much, she was so active on the evening of the awards, she was not able to be there because she was working. And so we're going to share information about the awardees and some follow up. I have a message for Brother Milton and Brother Mario from Katrina's daughter that we'll read today as well. But one of the major things after the awards was that we had an opportunity to sit and have a conversation with Nia Grace about the past 5 years. We are dropping that video later on today. However, we're going to sneak a little snippet of it today for those of you that were not able to make it to the celebration and or were busy doing things or talking during the event. I'm just messing. So let's go to the Facebook section, and in just a few minutes, we're going to just play a few clips. In the meantime, when the clips are going on, I'm going to try to be in the background to have some pictures also that I got from Brother Obi, Boston's photographer. And so we're going to do that as well. So let's go in the Facebook section and see who is in this morning. Nisi Williams, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Also, Sister Debbie, good morning to you. My brother Milton, good morning to you. I hope I answered your question. You got good timing. That video is dropping either later today or tomorrow at noon. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Sister Soraya, good morning to you. I understand you should be receiving a nice, wonderful package from Alpha and Omega, Kathy there, and getting your custom sneakers from a couple of years ago. So I'm glad that that is happening for you and thankful for that. Mama Java, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Sister Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Dina, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Sandy, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Pastor, who is the same old Sharon. Sharon Cornelius, Sharon Cornelius, Sharon Cornelius. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Dina went to her community meeting last night. I believe we should celebrate when people not only because Dina, shares often here and post information, comes with a lot of receipts, but then to take the step to go to the meeting and share the concerns, and I'm aware of a few of the details of those. Dina, thank you for participating and going out and being active in community. Nisi is also saying, hold on here. Nisi is also saying, glad to see you feeling better. That is one of the major things that I am thankful for. We're going to go to that in just a second. Sister Pam, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Oh, yeah. Pam sent me something. There is a particular outlet here in the city that is it's not a media outlet, but they use social media. And it's so interesting because yeah. Pam, thank you for sharing that information with me this morning. I'm going to leave that alone. We are going to be very intentional about gratitude today. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. I cannot talk about the intentionality of gratitude and why it's so important right now for us as humanity, for us as a country, and particularly for us who are either Jamaican, have Jamaican friends, family, here with us, and also who are currently in Jamaica dealing with the aftermath of the catastrophe of Hurricane Melissa. And so that is one of the reasons why I'm being intentional about gratitude today, along with keeping my word, saying that we were going to talk about the Red Cup celebration. But gratitude is always important. It's always important. Black joy is always important. Joy, period, for people who aren't Black, though we understand that you don't have to be Black to benefit and aim towards Black joy and Black equity. And anyway, let me stay focused. Ma, thank you so much for also naming Cuba and Haiti as well. I mentioned yesterday the Caribbean community has been heavily impacted by Hurricane Melissa. I believe the number in Haiti right now is up to 25. And so our Haitian brothers and sisters, our Cuban brothers and sisters, our Jamaican brothers and sisters, I would probably think our Dominican brothers and sisters as well, from DR, because those it's the same island. And so our entire Java with Jimmy family is definitely sending love, support, and as I've been saying, when we find out those reputable entities that are collecting goods and doing different things for those impacted there, we will share that information. $1, $5, $3. You know, we are going to be in our own time of need. Some of us are in time of need, will see and have been in times of need. But I believe in the philosophy that was taught from my former pastor, Bishop Bernard Bragg, that the greatest time to give is when you need. There's just some certain laws, spiritual reciprocity, whatever, that just they work. And I'm a true believer. I've done it, given my last, and then hours, days. It's been made up for plus more. So, not to get too deep into that, but we know what we do as a people. And let me just park right here for a minute. Um, I'll just say this part. It more than likely is going to get worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better. And we're going to be okay. We as a people have faced enormous ridicule, death, prosecution, judgment, culture vultured, many things. And our ancestors, some gave up their lives, but many survived. and have helped us. And it's on their backs in a lot of situations. And now we thrive. And so, if we can pull on our Black joy, if we can pull on our history, though it's trying to be erased, and tap into our culture of the village, of if I got two pieces of bread and there's two of us there, more than likely I'm going to have one piece of bread. It's humanity, and that I believe if we keep that centered in what's to come and what's happening, centering our Black joy, remembering our history and our ancestors and what they went through and made it so we could be here today, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. I see activity over here on Instagram. The good brother, Carlos Enriquez, jumped on there as well. Father's on the move. Good to see you in the room. Our sister Ari, our author, is on there as well. And Transparent Heart. Wow. That's a screen name to have. Transparent Heart. I can automatically tell some things about you. Welcome to the Java Cafe. Katrina Cooley Flag, welcome to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Mama Java just updated me and said right now that the count is up to 30 in Haiti. One is definitely devastating. And Haiti, Cuba, I don't know if we have any numbers out of Jamaica yet. I will actually go look right now to see if we can get an update on things in Jamaica. The other thing I wanted to just remind folks, if you're just joining, one, please don't forget to go like and subscribe and follow us across all social media platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, James W. Hills on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. TikTok, I'm struggling. This is Zuckerberg's Facebook, Elon Musk, Twitter, Zuckerberg's Instagram. But the way I'm aware of things are going over on TikTok, that's more shaping up like a state-run platform. Anyway, as I just picked up my cup, I could not do that without thinking about Miss Teresa. Either she is on the way or she is in process of having a follow-up procedure today. And so please keep Miss Teresa in your prayers here in the Java Cafe and the Mother's Board. So anyway, let's get back to gratitude. And one of the things that I appreciate that we were able to do a couple of weeks ago is to sit down with Nia Grace and talk about the past 5 years. And mess. It's always good to know you have good things to say about people because you never know who's watching, figuratively and literally. Miss Teresa is getting checked in for surgery right now. And so please keep Miss Teresa, Angel, and the kids in your prayers. It's not major, but anytime you're going in and going under, so please keep her in your prayers and send good, positive, healing vibes her way this morning as well. We are going to just do a little snippet of the interview that was conducted by Nia Grace. I am so honored that she did that with me, and we are going to drop that video. I will say that I attempted to apply my editing skills. The lighting and things were interesting there, but I believe we have a decent production to just give you a little snippet this morning. So let me just, we're going to just, few minutes. I'm going to speed things up. We're going to have a commercial break and things like that and talk about the election that is taking place on next Tuesday. I don't know why when I said election, I looked over to Instagram to see the good rep, Carlos Enriquez over there. So please, if you were not at the event, and even so, you may not have remembered everything and just, in the moment resonated with one part and may have not heard the next. So for some of you, you've heard this before. For some of you, this is your first time hearing a part of it. And again, we're just going to do a little snippet here and there, and we will be dropping the full interview on YouTube only. I did mean to mention that this video will, in its entirety, will only be available. It will premiere and only be available on YouTube. All right. Now, I heard Nicole is in the room. Good to see you in the room. And she said, I had a conversation with my aunt, and she shared some insightful words about our current times. We are going to be all right. We know how to turn nothing into something. Our ancestors did, and it's in our blood. So never forget who you are and where you're from, baby. Listen, that's right, Nicole. Thank you so much for reminding us of that. And I appreciate that affirmation. Just based on what I said, we're going to be real about what's going on. We're going to do our best to share information so we are prepared and not caught off guard. But yeah, seniors, I would suggest that you all check in with your nurse case managers. I don't know if they still have those, or your next doctor's appointment, and just say, listen, how is it that I go about getting an extra supply, 30-day supply of medicine just to have on deck? That is something that is often advised by our municipal department of emergency preparedness. So maybe I need to get Brother Chiron scheduled just to do a check-in. But that's something that seniors, you may just want to ask and inquire. How do I get a 30-day supply of medicine just to have that on deck? So we're going to go in. There is a part of this interview where Nia asked me about or what it is that we need to prepare for. And I said that night, and I've said it on here before, I'm a seer. That's one of my giftings. And I started to go into what I see, and I felt the air leave the room. And I pulled myself back and just tried to keep us level set at enough awareness without alarm for preparedness. And I believe that that's the mentality that we need to keep, with also remembering everything that Nicole said, that her aunt said, and what I said a few minutes ago about us as a people. That I don't understand two songs that have not just taken off. One, Childish Gambino's "This Is America," and also "We Gonna Be All Right." And also the songs of old, the hymns. I'm not going to get distracted. Dina said that she still have not heard from friends in Jamaica, so please pray for DM and his wife. Thank you. Ma, Sharon, others, please add DM/Jamaica to the prayer list as you all pray and cover a lot of people in the Java family and beyond. Please make sure you add them to the prayer list as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and queue up a portion of the video that from the interview a couple of weeks ago at the Museum of Science. I cannot say that name without thanking the Museum of Science, especially James Monroe and his staff there, and everybody that made that event possible. If you were able to make it out, we hope that you had a good time. We hope that we presented things in excellence. We want to thank Ms. Teresa for the awards and the cups. I'm not going to get into all the thank yous now because I'm going to mess up. But all right, let's go and just do a little bit of my interview with Nia Grace about the past 5+ years of Java with Jimmy. What's in the cup?
5 years ago, in the middle of a crisis, one man picked up his phone, not for clout, not for clicks, but simply because we needed to know. So from his home, a digital movement was born. And what started as a live stream has become a living room for truth, for healing, and for hope. James Jimmy Hills, you answered a calling to keep our people informed, connected, and cared for. You see, his platform has become a pulse, and not just a pulse, but I dare to say the pulse, where accurate information meets authentic conversation, where health is a priority, and where legacy means impact. be that family, finance, or the future of media. So tonight, as we raise our red cups, or whatever cup you have or don't have, it's fine. Insider. We've got 5 years of culture and community. And it's time to celebrate the man who turned conversation into connection, Mr. James Hills.
Thank you. You talk about an introduction. I'm like, oh boy, okay.
Ready for the rest? Huh? You ready for the rest?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Well, let's get started and let's start talking about the origin, right? You know, why Java with Jimmy? What made that first live stream feel like more than a moment, which is in fact your calling? So I want to know what your motive is. Why are you here?
Now, or I said the start, why am I still here? I saw the impact. I received messages from as early on when young people weren't getting their Chromebooks, to people getting the vaccination, to people understanding that COVID was a real thing. I'm still here. My motive is, the mission of this platform is to share information and make the community aware of resources, and to also give them information that will mobilize us into action toward an equitable life for everyone, but especially the most marginalized. So that's my motive. Share information, engage, get people into clinical trials, to get people to get their screenings for cancer, to share stories and narratives, to talk about Black joy. That's my motive. My motive is to do the community work and the ministry that I did for some years in a digital space. That's the motive.
When you say something like that to me, it speaks of humanity. It speaks of humility. That's kind of what resonates to me. But you often talk about media on a larger landscape, right? And so legacy media has quoted you, even today, right? Got a couple of hits with the mayor, city of Boston, or is it city of Foxborough? Whatever we're talking about, right? A lot of us have a lot more to say, right? Yes. And so you recently returned to WGBH. I mean, I think y'all should give it up for him, because I don't know any other community platform that makes it to public television the way he did. But you recently returned to WGBH, and that was a challenging departure, and that's something that you acknowledge as well. And I kind of want to know, what did that teach you about power, partnership, and perseverance?
It taught me that legacy and mainstream media, as of now, does have a lot of power. They do. The perseverance I'm going to see on both sides is, I was very upset. There are people in this room, you're one of which, that knows that I said that I would never. My people that are real close to me, they know. I see Uncle Thaddeus, I see Miguel and Janae and my mother and everybody. I would never go back. The perseverance was, for me, is what is the desired outcome, or why are you moving the way you're moving to get to a desired outcome? What is your motive? What is your end game? And so intention for me is wrapped in your why. Like, that's one part of it, and out of talking to you, there has to be an intention that also comes with strategy. We have to be intentional about strategy, and we have to be strategic about intention. And intention for me is everything, because if we're going amiss and we're just doing things with not an end goal or with not an end game, we can just go amiss and be everywhere. And so intention for me is about the end game, and about the motive, and about how you are executing that motive to the end game. Because some intentions aren't always pure.
Yep.
And one thing Bishop Bragg taught me was you can tell when somebody's intentions, if they may not do everything right, but their intentions are pure. And if you have discernment, you can definitely sense that, even when someone makes a mistake, like me, that haven't done a lot.
Some of that weight that you carry, like you said, once you log off, it doesn't go away. But oftentimes, we're not just in the present, but we're thinking about the future as well, right?
Intentionality.
Yeah. And so for me, I guess my next question for you is, when you think about what was happening then, 5 years ago, and what's happening right now, what should our communities be preparing for? I don't think we have that much time, though. I don't know.
So if you're just tuning in, we are just doing a few snippets and a teaser from the interview we did with Nia Grace a couple of weeks ago at the Museum of Science. And so we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back to a couple of snippets of that. That video will be dropping as late as my good brother, Anthony Robinson, early supporter, early on, just jumped on our Instagram. Good to see you in the room, brother. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be back with you in just a couple of seconds as we remind you and make sure that you remember that there's an election next Tuesday, and we need to make sure that we turn out like we have never turned out before and continue to ensure that Boston continues to move forward and that there is progress for our community. The at-large race is something that we need to pay attention to, and we want to ensure and remind you that we're suggesting here that you cast your votes for Ruth C. Louis-Jean, Julia Mejia, and Henry Santana. We'll be back with you in just a couple of seconds.
Boston's future hangs in the balance. On one side, developers and big business pull for profit. On the other, the working families of Boston fight for their homes, their neighborhoods, their lives. This isn't just about buildings. It's about who gets to call Boston home. Vote for the city councilors who stand with you. Fight for Boston.
Hi, my name is Malia Lazu, and I am chair of the We Are Different IE PAC. The We Are Different IE PAC approved and paid for this message.
So they're right there. They approved and paid for that message. So that is full disclosure. If you're just joining us, we are thankful this morning for the opportunity we had to celebrate community a couple of weeks ago at the Museum of Science, as well as sit with Nia Grace and talk about the past 5 years and just some things with Java with Jimmy. We are going to go back with what I mentioned earlier. Nia asked me about what it is that I see and what it is that we need to prepare, and or how or for what we need to prepare in these times. And so we just left that when she asked that question, and we're going to go back real quick right now. A couple more snippets here, and then we're going to get ready to let you go as it is 10:30, as it is 10:34, and today is my Friday, and this is the best I felt in about a week. So yeah, we're going to go back and check in on this part of the snippet of the interview. Visual Soul Photography, my good brother, just jumped on Instagram as well. Good to see you. I'm also a seer. You said, what should we prepare for? Mm-hmm. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We should, oh, Nia. Yeah. We should prepare to be peer providers, peer counselors, peer grief counselors. We should prepare to have familiarity with gardening. We should prepare to, most of all, remember that in the mayor, or someone said something about, it wasn't the mayor, but someone said something about that through 400, it was Aisha, someone said something about, as Black folks, we've been through things for 400 years or whatever, and what we're going through now, you know, our ancestors
went through a lot, and I know that, you know, we're in this generation, and people have said, if I was back then, I wouldn't have done this. My point is, we need to prepare for the worst around the impact of what's going on in Washington, and how we prepare for that is having accuracy of information, having accuracy about healthcare and things like that. Those are the things that we need to prepare for, and we need to stay informed. Yeah. And we need to prepare to have each other's back. Teller that's going to tell you the truth when it's good, when it's bad, and when it's ugly. Find yourself a maternal and a paternal figure. That's different from a mentor or a coach. Milton referred to Mama Java, that, you know, having that maternal influence and paternal influence, it gives you a covering, it gives you advice, it gives you a soundboard. I would also say that the 18 and 30-year-olds, I believe that they're going to be the ones that are going to be the strength and the muscle behind the revolution, if you will. It's our young people that are growing up and seeing so much, and something within them, and most of the movements.
It's expansion, right? And so, you know, Jimmy here tonight, and the reason why he's here tonight is because he answered a calling. And he said that he would dedicate himself to bring accurate information, to remind us that health is still a priority, and to make sure that our community stays informed, included, and inspired. See, Jimmy turned conversation into culture. He turned his platform.
I'm going to pause here for just a second, because if you look at my face, and if you were there that night, the way Nia set that up, I had no idea of where she was going, what she was doing, or what was about to happen. And so if you look at my face, I remember that, because I'm sitting there like, what's about to go down? So we're going to go back, we're going to listen to this very last part where I appreciate those of you that were in the room. Okay, James, keep it together. Where you begin to speak things over my life, and in reference to the expansion and what it is that we are going to continue to do with this platform, especially in these times. So we're going to go back to that. I just had to chime in because I'm sitting here watching my face, and I remember that moment. I was like, what in God's name are you about to do? So I'm going to go back, listen for a couple more seconds, listen to the affirmations that you all contributed and continue to contribute to this platform.
Into purpose, and he made purpose his legacy. You know, and that's one that's grounded in impact overall. Health, wealth, media literacy, community, keep adding the dots to it. And so before we close here tonight, I don't have a microphone in the audience, and I don't even believe that I need to, right? We talked about this moment being what's in the cup. And so Jimmy has poured into us, into the community for the last 5 years, and it's time for us to pour into him. And so from this audience, from this Java Cafe, I need one word, one intention, one blessing for Jimmy to sip on. And what I know is I don't need a microphone, and I've said that already, right? But we're going to do like the ancestors did. We're going to call it out. And Jimmy, like I said, thank you in advance, because I need you to prepare yourself to receive this. I need you to take a breath. I need you to open your heart. I need you to relieve your mind, because what's coming your way tonight is love, gratitude, and power. Love, gratitude, and power.
That's easy. Okay.
I'm gonna get started. and Jimmy, for you, I wish joy and fortitude and abundance. And you can start calling it out for him.
Overflow, security,
Stand up. Money. Abundance. Vacation. Peace. Fearlessness.
sustained self-care.
Sustained self-care. You can keep calling it out. Vacation again. Celebration. Financial freedom.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said the financial freedom? The Bible says money answereth all things, not the love, but money. Everything y'all called out. Vacations, all of that. You get the money. Oh God, I felt that.
Prosperity.
I really appreciate Nia Grace for taking the time to be with us that evening. If you're just joining us or jumped in and out, that's just a few snippets from the event that I am thankful that we had the opportunity to curate at the Museum of Science. Stay tuned. We do have new dates coming from the Museum of Science for the spring quarter of 2026. No, I do not know yet if we are going to. So for those of you that don't know, I've said this before very quickly. The anniversary is in March. And while I shouldn't care, just, in March, when we get ready to celebrate again, and if we're able to have the red cups and the anniversary all together, we're going to do this again in March. I do not know if we're going to, it's the Museum of Science. And so, we have to work with their schedule. They did say to us that, Jimmy, this was a run through. We got an idea now, and next year will be, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. So again, I appreciate all of you. I am thankful to all of you that came out. I'm thankful to all of you that wanted to come out that couldn't. I am thankful for our awardees this evening. And we are going, I believe, if I can get this to work with me, we are going to take a moment and just again acknowledge our awardees from that evening. All right. I think I'm going to be able to do this. Boom, 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 boom. I think we're going to be able to do this. I think we're going to be able to do this. Hold on. Y'all pray, Jesus. All right. I just want to make sure I have the right one. I think this. Hold on. I think this is y'all pray, Jesus. I think this is the right one. It just has the slides and also those that received the awards as well. So it is in the background uploading. It's a PowerPoint. I've never presented a PowerPoint in the past 5+ years here on StreamYard. So we're going to see what happens. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and remind you, please make sure that you consider who it is for whom you're going to vote on next Tuesday. And one of those folks that we are encouraging you to hold on for 1 second. I do have it here in the background. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, this ain't the one. All right, we're going to try one more time. If I can't get it up, we'll just post them later. If not, I'm going to try one more time, y'all. Let's see what happens. I just want to make sure. Why isn't this? It should be the one. Let's see what happens. Dina is also saying as we're working things here in the background. Oh, someone from Henry's office was there. Nice young man. Absolutely. Glad that he had representation in that community meeting as an at-large candidate. Also, Sister Debbie said it was a heartwarming interview. It made me smile. Sister Debbie knows y'all. She knows James. Reverend Christopher Hope just joined over on Instagram. It's good to see you in the room, brother. And why does this only look like one slide? All right. Never mind. Earlier, now let me tell you all, I sat down here at about 9:35 and tried to get some things together. The video that y'all just watched, there was no audio coming out. So I had to shut down the system, start over, redo the setup here and whatnot. So we at least got a snippet a few snippets of the video. And again, sorry to get distracted. Congratulations to Brother Chris that was just awarded citation from the city of Cambridge and doing some great things. He will be in the Java Cafe soon because he teaches AI. And we need to make sure our young people, there's a couple of folks I want to bring in that talk about AI. So Brother Chris, good to see you in the room. All right, let's come back and get focused. Sister Debbie, thank you again so much for that acknowledgement. Unfortunately, I can't get the PowerPoint queued up here like I wanted to. But we will, there's some graphics that I'm working on as a recap for our awardees, our Red Cup recipients. So again, thank all of you on this Thankful Thursday that have reached out, have texted, that have prayed, that have wondered what's wrong with Jimmy. I'll just say this. At any age, men and women, but I can only speak to my demographic and about me. Ari said, before everyone votes, please look into these candidates. Don't just vote to vote. We need the right people in these seats. I agree, absolutely. And I also, Ari. Yep. I'm just, you and Dina. Dina just put a comment up and I'm like, uh-oh. But no, Dina, thank you. Glad you're feeling better. Continue to rest. I was supposed to go to an event last night and I just couldn't. I went and ran a quick errand. Thank you to Newt that picked me up and ran me around quickly yesterday. And about 10 minutes before he dropped me off, I was tired. I was a little aggravated. To my point, I was going to say a few minutes ago, it is imperative that we take care of ourselves. And as I mentioned the other day, I wasn't taking care of myself. I had to go and held it and wound up developing a urological infection. So I'm transparent about that. We talk about healthy Java, and it's something that we just may do. One of the downfalls of staying hydrated is you got to dehydrate, and just wasn't any place to win. So anyway, over 50, it's different. So thank you for all the check-ins, the prayers, and support. Men, stay hydrated. And you know, I'm at the age now where I go before I go out. And if I'm going to leave somewhere and get ready to come home, I'm going to go. And even more so now, because I don't wish what I went through on nobody. On nobody. Nobody. Jesus Lord today. So, all right, Pastor Marion is sharing with us, and then we're going to get ready to go. We need Java with Jimmy in Augusta, Georgia. Bruh, the farthest south that I've done a Java with Jimmy episode is Martha's Vineyard. And we got to drop that video as well with Chef Ting and Chef Quasi as well. But maybe in Georgia, as long as we're in a good part and not, all these racists and whatnot are, but we can do that too. Jamal, just make sure I got some good security. Anyway, that's something, we got a studio in the bag. So Jamal, thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Miss Teresa said, but I can't have my own ailments, can I? Whatever, Jesus. Linda, Lamare, I don't believe, from the thumbnail, you do, look familiar, but I don't remember seeing the name in the cafe before. So folks, please welcome her. And she's coming right in, letting us know that dehydration can cause seizures. Dehydration is a whole different battle in itself. And science does say dehydration demonstrates itself differently after you turn 50. I don't get dehydrated like I used to. I got real dehydrated one day, and for a day and a half, about a day and a half, about a day, the room was spinning. I couldn't eat. I couldn't stand up. I'm like, and I kept I figured it out, and I kept making my way to the sink, drinking water, and eventually got better. We are intentional about bringing your healthy Java back. And actually, the first official one, Dr. Rick Lee, is going to join us along with our partners over at Bayer Pharmaceuticals on Tuesday, December 2nd. So save that date because we're going to talk about, we're going to talk with a physician and also Big Pharma about what it is that they're doing. So we're being very intentional about your healthy Java, especially stuff that's going on at HHS and the CDC. And this is our first winter with, COVID, flu, RSV, all this other stuff. So we're going to be intentional about that. I actually have to get back to the Commissioner of Health because they reached out last week and want to get her schedule. So I have to follow up with that. Linda, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. And Mama Java's letting me know. So welcome back and thank you for being here. JD is saying, Jamal is saying Augusta is becoming very urban, more than racist. These YKs need one of them peace conventions. We need that here too. We definitely need that here too. Dehydration. There's so much. Linda, are you in medicine? Let me know. All right. Milagro, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Been there, done that. Drink more water, less caffeine. I'm down to 1 cup a day. Some years ago, I was drinking 2 and 3 cups a day of coffee. So, all right, y'all ain't slick. It's 10:52. I'm about to get y'all out of here. Miss Teresa is going in now. So please make sure that you continue to pray for her. I sent one this morning. Linda said no, but she just knows. Like me, I've been around medicine and you around it long enough and you been through a couple of things. Oh, you learn, you do some research, you take the advice of the doctors. But thank you for 1, transparency, but 2, for keeping the conversation going. Misha said, I saw something about dehydration. Please keep liquid IV on hand. It is helpful. I will say with things like liquid IV and supplements, they help and assist, but the number one way that we should attempt to try to stay healthy is through exercise, rest, and eating, and getting those micronutrients and vitamins for which we take the supplements because we know we're not eating properly. But I just need to put that out there. I am not a physician or in medicine. Sister Soraya, I saw something from you that I want to acknowledge. And it's been a long time coming, and I'm going to text her. And I know we texted yesterday about her not wanting flowers and all that other stuff. A couple of years ago, and as we've been doing, and I'll tell you to save the date now, talking about your healthy Java. This is all related, and then we're going to get ready to go. A couple of years ago, Sister Soraya attended I think it was the 3rd Joseph R. Betancourt Health Fair. And what we have done since the 2nd year is I purchase gift certificates for custom sneakers. You can get your sneakers designed any which way you want, colors, blah, blah, characters, just whatever. And I'll be honest, the first year I was supposed to give them out in 22. And I forgot. So some months had passed. I reached out to Sister Cindy that kind of was involved in the fundraising. And I said, hey, if you don't have no objections, I'm going to, just get me a Java with Jimmy pair of sneakers. And I reached out to the vendor and they were like, great idea, but wasn't this bought for community? I was like, yes, but I still want my sneakers. So I wound up supporting that business and purchased a pair. We got the sneakers given out and Sister Soraya won. We got the gift certificates given out and she won. And it's been a little while in getting her sneakers. And as a gesture for the time that it is taking, Kathy Kim went by and hooked Sister Soraya up. So Kathy, thank you. Thank you. You can text me and cuss me later. But thank you, Brother Cliff. Good morning. Kathy, thank you for looking out for Sister Soraya. This is what we do in the Java Cafe. Share information, also resources, but not just intangible information and resources. No, we give out things like $1,000 next year, whatever. Y'all know me in year and idea. We're giving out $5,000. And I asked you all, I said, do we just give out one $5,000 gift or do we give out 5,000? Do we give out 5 $1,000 gifts? And you all and Dr. Lee, including him, he was like, nah, 5 $1,000 gifts. So all that to say, save the date of May 16th of 2026 for the 5th annual Joseph R. Betancourt Health Fair. All right. That's it for me. It's 10:55. Y'all ain't slick. We're going to get ready to go. Union Capital members, you all get a hour today. And that is it for me. Milagro, I feel you. I give good advice. I don't do it to myself as well. I'm getting better. I am getting better. Linda, hopefully, when you say next year, God willing, hopefully you will make it out. Or are you going to get a degree or something in medicine? That's all. You all have a wonderful weekend. This is Go Out to Vote weekend. Make plans to vote on Tuesday. Make plans to vote on Tuesday. Understood? So, let me also say, in the video where you all see that and like pop up, something in the technology, one of the new or Obi was at the computer and must have given me a signal that everything was okay, and the computer picked it up, and then and I can't get it out. So I know you all saw that. All right, that's it for me for real. We will see you on Monday morning. Now listen, Monday morning at 10 a.m. Bishop Designate Kenneth Moles Jr. will be with us. We need to chat with him about a couple of things. Of course, what's going on with our Saving Our Nation's Sons. But we're going to chat with him also about the Marvin Winans thing, and also about that preacher that got on social media and talked about the fact that the Saints ain't got no business using their mouths for oral sex.